Okay. What am I hearing? There we go. Hopefully that's right. So, hello and welcome to a Facebook class with CJ Card Creations. My name is Christy Hillock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am so grateful that you're here, whether you have joined me live or if you are catching the replay. I really appreciate it, and all of your likes and shares mean a ton to me. So I have just a bunch of different things to tell you, and then I'll flip the camera and I have some more things to show you. And then we've got our final project in the October class that uses the Ringed with Nature bundle from the mini catalog. So first off, if you want to receive all the kits, hey mom, to make the cards that we've made this month, you're going to want to make sure that you order by October 31st. You'll put in at least a $35 order and I'll send you those kits. There is a host code that I will have up for you so that you can use that, and that tells me that you want the kits. Thank you for sharing. If you share this video in your feed, then I will enter you in a drawing to receive tonight's card. So that is always fun to have a card at the ready when you need one. And let's see, I have a couple of classes in November. The first one is November 12th, and registration for that one actually closes tomorrow. So if you want to get that, whether you want to come to my house and do it, or if you want me to send you the kit that you can do at home, make sure that you sign up so that you can do that. And let's see what else. I think I only have one more spot on that Christmas class, by the way. I have my November 21st class in person at my house, and that is just my regular monthly class. We make 3 cards. It's kind of like Facebook class. So make 3 cards and you either pay me cash or you place an order in my online store. So that is that. And so this month, Stampin' Up! Has done this amazing promotion where, so the starter kit is always the best deal anyway. For $99, you get to pick $125 in product, and you get all of that shipped to you for free. Plus, you also get a paper pumpkin to try. And paper pumpkin, if you're not aware, is our monthly subscription box. It's an all-inclusive crafting kit, and so it's great. Their projects are always amazing and super fun to put together. And that's coming from me, and I do, hey Aunt Pat, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. I do lots of different levels of crafting, but I still really enjoy those paper pumpkins. So I think that they are really well designed. So that's our normal starter kit. And then there's no obligation to continue purchasing or, any drawback if you decide that that's the only thing you're ever going to buy is just that starter kit with your favorite products. But you also will get a 20% discount on future orders. So it's a really good deal. But this month you can actually pick out $155 in product instead of the regular $125. So if you have anything on your wish list, especially like our big cut and emboss machine or some of those bigger bundles, this is a really great time to get that. So I think that's it, but that ends on Monday night. So don't miss that opportunity if you're interested. If you have questions, make sure that you just text me, call me, whatever you want to do. I can totally talk you through it or answer questions. And if it's not right for you, I'll definitely tell you that too, because there's no reason for you to do something that isn't the best choice. So I think that is all I wanted to tell you. So I'm going to flip the camera and fix all my lights, and we will be set to go. So on the screen right now is the selection of cards for my October Facebook class, and this is that host code. So we made this one the very first week. This was October 6th. And then this one we made 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of that fun fold, stands up kind of card. And this one is the one we're going to do tonight. So all of these feature the Ringed with Nature bundle, which is a really cool bundle because it's very versatile as far as seasons. And then it includes this Tree Rings hybrid embossing folder. And what that means is that you can cut and emboss at the same time, which is part of what we're going to do tonight. And then it also has all of these other dies, and I just can't even tell you how much I have loved this bundle. So I was looking back through some of my cards, and I thought I would just show you all of the different things that you can make with, or that I have made with this kit or bundle. So I did these Christmas cards that I was really happy with. This was actually my October Stamp-A-Stack. So those were pretty. And then this is the class to go that I did for October. So that was a fun fold. And this one, I really loved these colors, the Mint Macaron and the Blushing Bride. They're just really nice together. And then this one could be Valentine's, could be spring, could be anything. And these gems are so much fun. And an anniversary card. So that was the class to go. And then these, you may remember, this one I made probably in August. Did some watercoloring on the embossing. And then this one was just featured the mushrooms that went really nicely with the Happy Forest Designer Series paper. So that is that. And then I got a couple of Halloween projects from friends that I wanted to share with you. So this one was from Ellie, and it's so fun. These little witch feet swing. And then it's a fun fold. So I think that's called a barn door fold, but I'm not positive. So thank you for that, Ellie. And then Kay, who is one of my downline, made this awesome box for me. And, you know, I didn't get this Halloween set, but it is so cute. And I've seen some really great things. So I'm going to have to case that box soon. Now, one more thing. November 1st, we have a suite of products coming out called, let's see, Framed Florets Collection. Fitting florets, something like that. So beautiful stamp set, really nice for coloring. I think I may have shown this a couple of weeks ago. The ovals cut out really nicely. You can see I've got some extra pieces that I've cut. And then this hearts, yeah, there you go. And some different foliage, and then cuts out some of the stamped images. So this is going to be in the spring mini catalog that starts at the beginning of January. But this awesome stamp set is only in November, and same with these embellishments, which are really fun. If I can, the camera just doesn't do them justice, but they have some texture to them. They're really neat. And then this designer series paper is gorgeous. So you could actually add this whole collection to your starter kit if that was what you wanted to do. Otherwise, it will be available on Tuesday. So to share with you a little bit of what that can do, I made a few cards. So this is just a couple of stamps from the holiday version or stamp set. And then this one really features that paper. And again, the flowers, and I colored them, and then the holiday sentiment. And this one shows that cute heart oval die. And one more. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration for what you could do with that collection. It's really fun. And then I mentioned that my November class, my holiday class, closes tomorrow. And these are the cards that we'll be making for that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll get you added to the list. And that is everything. So I have definitely talked long enough. So let's get to stamping. All right, I'm going to set my sample up there so I remember what I'm supposed to be doing. And pull out all of my bits and pieces here. So these little leaf tags came as a combo pack with some amber gems. And I love the leaf labels. They have been so fun, and I've used them in lots of different ways. So the first thing that we're going to do is just get this little guy stamped. So that's done. And I'm just using Memento Black and the stamp Thinking of You. And it's super stained because I've used it so much. But that is definitely one of my favorite sentiments because I feel like I can think of you on your birthday or on a day when you're sad or just because. So I use it a lot. All right, we'll set that aside. Now I've got a very vanilla card base here, just a standard 5.5 by 8.5. And if you want all of these measurements sent to you, make sure that you are subscribed to my email list and you get that every Monday morning. So the first thing that we want to do is just bring in our folder here, and we are going to get inky. So I've got my Calypso Coral. Oh, you know what? I was actually going to change the color scheme. So I'm going to do some Poppy Parade instead of Calypso Coral. My sample is the Calypso Coral, but I just thought it would be fun to see how it looks in a slightly different color combo. So I am inking the side of the folder. Sorry, that shakes the camera kind of a lot. That has the Stampin' Up! Logo on it. And I sometimes have to ink both sides of the folder because I can't remember which side to do, and that works fine too. So we are going to start by just putting this right in here and close that folder up. And oh, I lost a plate, but I've got my cut and emboss here. And now because this is a full-size folder, we have to use the full-size machine. And so that just requires the big plate number 1 and then the gray plate number 4. So we'll run this through. And see how we did. So the inking is subtle because it is tone on tone, but we are going to repeat that process on a piece of Very Vanilla. So, oh, and I just stuck my thumb in the ink. You know, red ink hangs around forever, everywhere I put it. So that'll be fun to look at tomorrow. And I think that looks pretty good. So same process. I am just going to put my Very Vanilla down, and once it's down, I don't want it to wiggle. So we will run this through. All right, so we are done now with the embossing folder, but you can see really clearly on this what a cool effect that has. So now what we want to do is find the other plates that I set down. And I'm bringing back in my number 2 plate and then 2 number 3 plates. So I am just going to set that there, and then I want to cut out all of the insides of these tree rings. So they do line up fairly easily. You just kind of have to twist and figure out which goes where. And it's really nice that you can do all of these with one pass. So there we go. And I don't know if I'm going to need this little bit that's down here, but we'll go ahead and cut it just in case. And then I'm bringing in these little kind of, I don't know, they look like they could be apple cores or something, but right into the center of the tree rings. And they actually gave us 2 different sizes of this, so I'm going to do that. And then I want to make sure that I don't shift anything as I put this plate down. So I'm just going to kind of close it carefully and then roll on through. You're very quiet this evening. I hope everyone has had a good week. We have started all of the Halloween festivities, and so that's been chaotic. We were on vacation last week, and so between Halloween and vacation, my kids are fried and they are acting crazy, which means mom is pretty tired. So you can see how that turns out. So we'll just finish running the rest of the tree rings through with the little stars, assuming I can find everything. It's a lot of dies to keep track of. So there is that one. And again, if you want the dimensions for this card along with all of the products that I'm using, make sure that you subscribe to my email list before Monday morning, and that will send out to you. That email also always includes all of my class offerings and anything else that's going on that's newsworthy. I only send out 1 email a week just because I feel like that is more than sufficient, because there's a limit to how much we can process in our inboxes these days. And get this last star cut in. And we are done with that cut and emboss machine. So now you can see I used all these dies. I don't want to lose any, so I'm just going to set them off to the side. So this piece is left, and I could do something similar to what I did the first week, but I'm probably not going to use that. So we'll just set that aside for now and bring back in this piece of Poppy Parade. And I want to line all these up again just to make sure that I know where I'm going before I start putting glue on everything. So I feel like my heater has been running nonstop all week, because all of a sudden Sunday it got really cold here and I'm struggling to adapt. I just wasn't quite ready for our beautiful fall to come to an end. So you can see that I'm gonna line up that straight edge so that it looks like it just got cut off on both pieces. So we'll start gluing there. Yeah, the cold is never my favorite. Joe makes fun of me because I pretty much want to live at like 60 to 70 degrees all the time. And obviously that is not Utah by any means. So, oh, hey, Tiffany. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, winter can hurry up and be done. So that's a problem. I'm going to end up being one of those little snowbirds that moves to Arizona for the winters. I think I twisted that. Well, there we go. And because of the texture on this, I just want to hold it down a little bit and make sure that I give it enough time to adhere. And that's also why I'm using liquid glue for this, because it does give you a better hold with all of the dimension here. So that one. Yep, an Arizona trip sounds good right in the middle of winter. I know I've heard of this place outside of Phoenix, the Camelback Resort, that used to be good. I don't know anything about it over the last few years, but it would be fun to go do anything like that. So we'll get this one put on, and then I've got just this one more. And then we are going to bring in some twine that I have not used much out of this new catalog. And it's a little bit chunkier than normal twine, and I don't normally go for that, but this is really nice because it has silver thread kind of woven through it, and so it gives it just a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if that's showing at all, but I like the shimmer, so I thought that we would use it here. And I just wanted to tie a simple knot with this twine, partly so that it doesn't add too much bulk to the card, and also just it seems a little more rustic than a bow would, normally be. So get this here. This is the other thing. It's a little bit tough to feed through the hole on our leaf label, but I'm confident that we can get it done just like that. So now I can go ahead and position my label where I want it, and I will actually end up securing it because I want it to stay mostly straight. But for now, I just want to get that knot tied. And you can see it's definitely not as easy to work with as regular baker's twine, just because that is really nice and thin and ties nicely. So now that we have that knot in place, I can tighten it up and trim it. There we go. I'm glad you're liking the card. So now I just want to kind of slide this to however I want it to sit. And on this first one, I had the sentiment nice and straight. I do think I'm going to just angle this one this time. I'm glad you like it. You guys are so sweet. So I am just going to hold that in place for a second, let that adhere. And then because the twine is so thick, I am going to mount this panel to the card base with dimensionals. So those dimensionals will allow for that twine to just be as it is. And get those. Normally I would put a dimensional in the middle, but because the twine is about the same depth, I'm just going to call that good. Bring this card base back in. All right, so there is that. Now we just want to finish it off with some classic matte dots. And I was really excited because these come in vanilla, and we don't have a whole lot of embellishments that are vanilla, so I am glad that I can use them. And I think go just right there. And that is that. So I hope you liked that project. And again, if you want to receive kits for all 3 of the cards that we made in Facebook class this month, make sure that you put in that order by Monday night of $35 in my online store. And, you know, I had those cards a few minutes ago and they are just gone. So I do have one more thing that I want to show you because I realized the other night in my card class that I have not done any kind of home decor or 3D project in a very long time. And my downline and friend Jane had sent me a picture of a wood cut wreath, and it wasn't papercraft at all, but it was, you know, it just kind of inspired this. And so this paper is from the host pack that's in the mini catalog, and I sure can't tell you the name of it right now. But I like how this turned out for fall, and then I'm going to show you the really cool thing. So the way I designed this, I don't want that to flip. I'm going to pull out the fall piece because I kept my wreaths separate. And now I can put in my Christmas piece just like that. And there you go. So some really simple decor, but I think it's striking. I decided to use the vellum in the center just because I felt like it brought the wreath out more and, you know, made the background not quite so distracting. So I hope that that inspires you to try your hand at some crafting that isn't card making. And if you have any questions about any of the products that I've used or the classes and the starter kit deal that I was talking about, please make sure, sorry for shaking you, that you reach out. I would love to talk to you. And so I think that's everything. Just make sure that you do get subscribed to my email if you want the dimensions. And I hope to see you soon. I have a whole bunch of products planned for next month, and I am using the, sorry, I can't remember the name. And of course I can't see it either, but Leaves of Holly, I think, or something like that. So hopefully you will join me for Facebook class in November, and I will talk to you then. You guys have a happy Halloween and a wonderful weekend. Bye.